A Beginner's Guide to Necromancy, Part 4. A Tale of Ancient Mummy Wrappings and Dark Magicians. Without any further ado, let's just get to it. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're all having a good day. Let's load up... What? Let's load up Zegander, our Necromancer. At the end of last episode, I left you with a lot of questions that we've left unanswered. And that's what ADOM's all about. You have to think ahead, and you have to keep all these questions in your mind, and you have to know how you're going to answer them. Otherwise, you're going to end up in a lot of trouble. You're going to end up in a situation that you're not prepared for, and then you're dead. ADOM is all about doomsday prepping, right? Because after Water Temple and Fire Temple, I mean, that's the easy stuff, guys. You can consider the Air Temple to be maybe just as dangerous as the Fire Temple. I would even go out on a limb and say perhaps the Air Temple is easier for some characters. And you can do the Air Temple without needing like a crazy amount of resistances. But the Orb Guardian in the Air Temple is a dangerous mamma jamma. Let's not act like he's not. He's a master summoner. That makes him not only a pain in the ass to deal with. Hey, there's our friend. Whoa. Ghoulie, where did you go, Ghoulie? Ghoulie is just living it up. No, Ghoulie, come back. Alright, I'm going to try to give her orders. Ghoulie, follow me, please. I know you can't see me. Okay, Ghoulie, I'm right here. Follow me. Oh, okay. Oh, she's doing a pretty good job. Nice job, Ghoulie. Dude, she kicks a lot of ass. I'm going to try to take her with me all the way through the pyramid. We'll see how that works out. It might not work at all. We'll find out. It's fine. If she doesn't even make it out of the big room, that's also fine. Oh, she's making it. Guys. She's going to make it. Now that's good. Fire beetles have about a 30% chance to give you fire resistance when you eat them. But we're bloated, which sucks. A Dark Elven Wizard Corpse can also increase my mana. It can also remove your literacy, though. I think. I know a Dark Sage can. I'm going to pick this up just to... Oh, God. What if I become illiterate? That's going to be fun. It's going to be a learning experience for everyone. I'm a big fan of those. So we'll just have to find out, I guess. Nope. Ghoulie, what are you... Ghoulie. Ghoulie, baby, booby. I'm telling you, you gotta stick with me, kid. You'll go far. God, what was I talking about? Questions, answers. You gotta have the answers to the questions. Oh no. We can't let the rattling merchants out. Ghoulie, eyes on the prize. We want to go this way. You just need to be prepped. Your butts need to be prepped for any and all eventualities. Okay, we can eat now. Neither corpse is cursed or anything or rotted. That's good. I'm going to do the fire beetle first. Suddenly feel very hot. I just never know for sure what message it's going to say. The developer changed the message. It used to say this stuff cools you down every time. If you gained fire resistance, it would say this stuff cools you down. So you would know. But now you get things like, you know, oh no, my Dark Elven Wizard corpse, it's gonna rot away. And that's fine, I guess. And we might lose Ghoulie here. Ghoulie, baby! Ghoulie! Yeah, you can do it, Ghoulie. I know where to go, it's right here. Uh-oh. Ghoulie just went off on a wild tangent. Oh no. Oh no. Ghoulie had places to be. So there's a Kobold Shaman. Wow. And a couple spell books, one of which is very useful because we don't have Remove Curse yet. Ghoulie's like, no, we are going to clear this Kobold Vault, Dad. I can't ignore it any longer. It's my destiny. Alright, Ghoulie, that's fine, whatever. If you think it's your destiny, we'll clear it out. Ghoulie. Come on. Let's go. Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm gonna go over here. There you go. Alright, good job, Ghoulie. Where I was going with all that, though. Point I was trying to make about making plans. Oh, hi, only one stream. Intergalactic. What do you mean, only one stream? Point I was trying to make with all that hubbub is there's questions that I don't even have written down on my checklist right now that you need to be able to answer. Like, well, these I have written down. The Eternal Guardian. To get all the way down to the bottom basement level of the Caverns of Chaos, you gotta get past something called the Eternal Guardian. And if you try to kill it, it's probably gonna beat your ass. It's actually really strong. There's a Ring of the High Kings that you can get it to move out of your way. But if you want to get the Ring of the High Kings, how are you going to handle the Skeleton Lord that's guarding it? How are you going to get over the Redwater Lake filled with chaos piranhas? Definitely not going to swim through it. You're going to take about 300 damage per turn. So, what are you going to do there? You know? It's all about questions, ADOM is. Your success in ADOM, that is. It's all about knowing what questions you need to be asking yourself, and about being able to come up with the answers before you're put in the situation where you have to, you know, figure it out on the spot, because that's where you're going to likely get killed. So, excuse me. Now that we've got Remove Curse, and now that I've got Ghoulie following me around, we're going to enter the pyramid. Say hi to Ghoulie for me. Oh, Ghoulie. Shit. It's probably a really bad idea to come in here with Ghoulie. Let's lead Ghoulie out of here. That's what we need. I haven't seen you on the stream before. How you doing, man? Let's lead Ghoulie back here. I'm going to leave her behind. You got to sit this one out, Ghoulie. If I set off a trap in here, I don't know if that's going to make Ghoulie freak out and fight me. And I don't want to risk it. If you're the person that requested the Necromancer guide, though... Oh! Slightly rotten. We can still eat that. We can still eat that, and that can increase our mana. Let's find out what happens. Let's see what happens. We're going to find out right now together if I lose literacy because of this. Alright, I have 21 mana. I'm going to eat this slightly rotten Dark Elven Wizard corpse. It's going to be fine. A very strange sensation floods your body. I didn't gain any mana. I don't like the sound of that. I had 100 literacy. Okay, it didn't do anything. Huh. It didn't... That's a very sinister message to play and have nothing happen. I don't know how I feel about that. Trying to find a roguelike stream. First game came to mind was 8. Wow, so you just randomly popped in. Okay. Yeah, I had someone on YouTube request a Necromancy guide. So, awesome. Yeah, I'm happy you wound up here too. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. This is part 4 of a beginner's guide to Necromancy in ADOM. And so, sorry, I'm kind of not giving a very good play-by-play here. In the pyramid, you can go one of two ways. Top left or over to the right. Over to the right, you're going to find, and you got to do some searching, you're going to find a climber's kit, which is important. You're going to find a pickaxe, in case you don't have one. This character has found several, but I've definitely been at this stage and not have a pickaxe. So there's always a guaranteed climbing set, a guaranteed pickaxe, and guaranteed thieves' tools in here in the pyramid. All of which can be key. Thieves' tools, especially if you're playing a thief, because you don't start with thieves' tools, which I think is bullshit, but there's a lot in this game that's bullshit. To go back to those questions and answers, climbing tools. If you don't have climbing tools, you can't even get over to the Tomb of the High Kings to get the Ring of the High Kings. So how are you going to deal with the Eternal Guardian then if you can't get the Ring of the High Kings? And you have to have an answer for that. You have to figure that out. We will get those climbing tools on the way out, but right now I'm just mostly concerned with not getting wrecked by traps. I could melee this guy, but being as he's a greater mummy, I'm just going to Burning Hands him. Actually, I'm going to try Destroy Undead on him. That, oddly enough, doesn't actually damage him as much as Burning Hands would. Burning Hands would deal that guy like 200 or over 100 damage, like 150 damage or something. I searched a few times, and I still did not find that teleport trap. Unfortunately, we still do not have teleport control. See, sometimes you have to search like 7 or 8 times. Not for lack of trying to find it, or to acquire it, I should say. Alright, I'm just searching a ton because I don't want to run into anything fucked up. Thank you very much for that water. I forget what I was saying. Oh yeah. Last time I was in here, I had Destroy Undead, and I found that it doesn't, for me anyway. Thanks. Now it's clear why. Yeah, just read channel information. Yeah, somebody on YouTube requested I do a necromancy guide for ADOM. I do have a just kind of generic beginner's guide. So this is a little bit more advanced than I generally go through for the guides. And I'm flying through it a little faster than I generally would. Yeah, see, the Greater Mummy resists your invocation. So Greater Mummies apparently have some sort of resistance either to divine magic in general or just specifically to Destroy Undead. But look at that, 193 damage from Burning Hands. Oh my god. I thought because I had found that trap, it wouldn't do that. And that's that's part of ADOM too. Your characters have got to be able to absorb little and even big tragedies like that. Like if you're so dependent on a piece of equipment that losing it will make you not be able to finish the game, then your character's just not going to be able to finish the game. And I'm not searching for traps in the pyramid. You need to be doing that. Okay, so this leads us to the boss chamber. It's a named greater mummy who is stronger than a normal greater mummy. But we have permanent invisibility, so I think we're going to be fine. We also have some pretty powerful spells, so we'll be okay. I'm just going to stroll straight up to the man. I am coming for you, buddy. One Burning Hands honestly should do it. If not, two definitely will. Oh! I'm gonna eat my words. He's gonna make me Burning Hands him 3 times. Okay. No, he's not. Now I'm a little at a loss for what to improve because I really want... I'll get food preservation to 60, I think, and then maybe we'll start working on find weakness. Unfortunately, all the skills that I really want to improve have really low dice to make them good. 1, 2, 3 gets that to 60. Every 20 points is a breakpoint that makes most skills more useful. Where do I want to put my last point this level? Stealth could be good, but I think I'd rather put it in alchemy. Oh, we're level 15 now. I could get immune to pain. Immune to pain can take the place of a 3rd fire resistance for the Tower of Eternal Flame. I think I'll hold off on that right now anyway. I'll probably be level 18 before I worry about tackling the Tower of Eternal Flames. I think. We could take Porter. Porter's really good, actually. That whole line. Our strength is high enough that we can start taking the Porter line of talents. Extra speed is always good. I think I'll eventually probably take all of these, but I think right now we're going to work on Careful, Shield Specialist. After taking Careful and Quick, that opens up Defensive Fighter. Just ways to increase our defensive value. Avoiding hits entirely is better than trying to tank them, especially towards the end of the game, where monsters just... Wow, that mummy hit really hard. Where monsters just hit like a truck. And normally, I would probably advise getting the hell out of here now. But let's pick up the Strange Wrapping from the boss and the Ankh. The Ankh is the main prize here, but the Strange Wrapping is honestly also very good. Normally at this point I would say run away, just get out of here, make off with the Ankh. But I'm going to put the Ankh on, and I'm going to show these boys some lightning balls. See how they feel about that. See, they don't like it. They don't like it very much. Wait. Oh, there's something above me. I didn't even realize. What the hell is it? Interesting. A strange wrapping, a pine wand. I don't want to destroy the pine wand, but let's go ahead and lightning ball one more time. Yeah, there goes the pine wand. Alright. Alright, whatever the invisible thing was, I killed it. Right? No invisible thing. That flail's mithril, I'll go ahead and pick it up. The rest of these poor bastards can't even see invisibility, so they're screwed. Oh no! Kobold Shaman corpse. Can I still eat it? Yes. I'm gonna eat it. That should increase my mana to 22. It'll make me sick, but I can immediately remove the disease. Yeah, you feel closer to the mana flow of the world. Excellent. Now I'm going to eat a Curarium Mancox. You are cured. And let's kill this Chaos Spider. And there you have it. Most spellcasters, like especially a wizard, is going to be able to handle this without much trouble. Obviously, this character is also very strong. Oh boy. Can we get out of here now without getting wrecked by traps? Whew, okay. It's gonna be the real test. Glowing ring. I don't know what that is, but we will hopefully find out. Ouch. Pit traps are honestly like a huge pain in the ass. You would think that they are not, God, that bad, but they end up dealing a shitload of damage in this game anyway. And they just get more and more dangerous the further in the game you progress. They never get any safer. So, now that we've dealt with that, we've got the Dwarven Graveyard to deal with. Let me see. I don't think I got any spellbooks, did I? No. Okay. I'm also going to leave Ghoulie behind in the Caverns of Chaos, because the Dwarven Graveyard is filled with traps. But I am going to put on that strange wrapping, because it is an artifact. It's the ancient mummy wrapping. Much better defense than what we were wearing before. It can't be destroyed. And among other things, it gives Death Ray resistance, which is another thing you need to beat the game. And it also gives immunity to cold damage. Let's avoid the Horde of Plague Bearers, please. Oh, I was going to say, did I lose my permanent invisibility somehow? But, no. I'm still invisible. I just can see invisibility. And I just realized that I forgot to go get the climbing set and the pickaxe like I said I was going to. So let's continue to be on watch for traps. Let's eat a little bit. It's always a hidden passage as well. Hello. It's gonna be right over here, I think. And it's always hidden behind a ton of traps like this. There we go. This pile is your pickaxe, your climbing set, and your thieves' tools. They're also sitting on a trap. You can only hope that it's not like a fire trap that's gonna, or an explosive trap that's gonna blow up not only stuff that you're carrying, but also this stuff, because sometimes this is your only source of a pickaxe or a climbing set for the whole game. Excuse me, I'm trying to... There we go. Good, just a stone block trap. So, I'll take the pickaxe and the climbing set. We'll need the climbing set to go get the Ring of the High Kings. Luckily, a Necromancer always starts with Frostbolt, so a Necromancer will always have a way to get over the red lake. Ooh, wild air elementals are really scary. Shock damage can break your stuff. And, oh, I left my shock-resistant gloves back in Ogre Town. That's okay. Shock damage can break your stuff, and it deals a lot of damage, too, when air elementals do it. But as I was saying, Necromancers start with Frostbolt, so they always have a way of dealing with that red lake filled with chaos piranhas that, you know, if you try to swim through, deal you over 300 damage per round, making it not impossible, I don't want to say, but yeah. Virtually impossible for all but the unimaginably strongest characters to ever crush this game. None of the undead here can see invisibility, which is perfect. The undead here aren't terribly dangerous. I will say always take out the ghouls first, then the shadows, then the whites, always in that order if you get mobbed, because you're not going to have permanent invisibility. Odds are you're not going to have permanent invisibility. Take out the ghouls first because they can paralyze you. Take out the shadows next because they can drain your stats. Whites can also drain your stats, but the shadows drain your stats with a lot more regularity than the whites. And shadows can drain strength and dex, and I want to say shadows can also drain your toughness, whereas to my knowledge anyway, whites can only drain your strength. I'm being a little cavalier about like just wandering around murdering undead at this point. You can be a little more cautious and just go straight for this like upper path, because that's all you need to clear out is this path up here leading to the actual mausoleum, and that's where we're gonna go. And this place is filled with traps as well, but we have immunity to cold, which doesn't really matter for traps, but we also have resistance to acid and fire, so we should be okay. I'm still gonna search every couple of squares, just a ton. For some reason, it always seems like there's, right here, there's always a dead-end path. Not finding any traps yet, which, there we go. I was gonna say, feels pretty odd. And the quest way is always also concealed in a hidden passage here as well. So we are looking, I was going to say, we're looking for a Necromancer here, Nonak, who has raised a Dwarven hero from the dead. Thrundar down the Dwarf village just wanted us to put their Dwarf hero at rest. Should just be able to melee Nonak just fine with immunity to cold and the amount of protection I have and invisibility. don't, if you don't have over 25 PV and are not permanently invisible, you don't want to do this, probably. You can see he's still punching through and dealing a decent amount of damage. In melee, he actually hits pretty hard. But even I am not going to melee the Dwarven Hero. Killing the Dwarven Hero... Oh shit, I'm not following my own rules. Killing the Dwarven Hero is enough for this quest. You can also dump holy water on his grave, and that will actually kill him instantly. And I've never done that, so I'm going to try to do that. If I can... There he is. Good old... What's his name? Griff Bloodaxe, the undead Chaos Dwarven Berserker. What a mouthful. Alright. I'm going to... I've never done this before, so... You go into... You stand over the grave, then you go into your inventory, and you go to a holy water, and press the key, and you use it. Normally you can't just use it, so you use it. You've completed Free the Spirit of Griff Bloodaxe. That instantly kills him. Normally I kill him myself, and then I come over to the grave and I pour holy water on it, and it says you feel overcome by feelings of gratitude or something like that. And it didn't say it that time, so I don't know if I need to... I shouldn't need to pour holy water on it again, I wouldn't think. Oh, that's a ghoul. Level 16. Very nice. Alright, let's get Find Weakness to 60. Okay, cool. What else can we get anywhere useful? Not much. I guess I'm going to keep working toward healing at 60 then. Blessing that grave is also a lawful alignment boost, something to keep in mind as a necromancer. Ah, a white corpse. Eating certain undead can increase your toughness score. It's a chaotic act. But we have the crystal scale mail of order. And we're neutral, we're true neutral right now anyway. I'm gonna do it. It revitalizes you, so that means it did train my toughness, but it didn't happen to increase it, which is unfortunate. But I'll go ahead and take off the ancient mummy wrapping and put on the scale mail of order, just to get myself heading back in that direction of true neutral again. A black helmet and a plain blanket. You read, Griff Bloodaxe, mighty dwarven warrior, is buried here. You know, we should bless this sword. Blessed weapons also deal extra damage to undead. Let's go ahead and bless it. If you shift 1, you can bless stuff that you're wearing. There goes my last holy water, but that's okay. We'll get more. Alright, so we have a Blessed Eternium Scimitar now that deals a ton of damage. Let's test it out on this white. 49, and that wasn't even a crit. I was critting at like 50. Back in here, this is also a secret door. Always going to have this bone golem behind it. Always going to have this pair of gauntlets back behind the bone golem. Usually there's a trap there. Those gauntlets are artifacts, and actually, in this grave, if you happen to be carrying a pickaxe, you can dig up. You can dig the grave, which is also a chaotic act, and I may not want to do it right now because that might make me chaotic. In which case, I'll take damage from the scale mail of order. But those gauntlets are the elemental gauntlets. They are amazing. The Ankh also, by the way, the Ankh is an artifact too. It gives you 2 defense, 2 protection, lucky, and fate smiles. So we have what? We have the Ankh, we have the mummy wrappings, we have the elemental gauntlets. We have 3 artifacts now. The elemental gauntlets will always give you about 3 PV. Sometimes they'll give you defense. They also make you inherently resistant to fire, cold, acid, and shock. I believe. Well, not inherently, but you know, they make you resistant to those while you're wearing them. In this grave is something called the Sword of Nanak. It's an artifact. Doesn't really deal a whole lot of damage. It's really only remarkable for the fact that it gives you +5 willpower when equipped, which can be enough to push you to the next range phase for like for your fireball, your lightning ball. I'm gonna go ahead and dig him up. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought I had a pickaxe, so we're gonna do that. Don't make me chaotic, please. Nice. Also, an ancient map fragment. That is the antediluvian dwarven map fragment. I'll show off that sword as well. The Sword of Nanak. Nanak is the necromancer that we murdered. It actually, you know, 43 + 2 isn't terrible damage compared to non-artifact weapons, but for artifact weapons, it's not good. 43 + 15, that's an average of, what, 8? 23. Our Eternium Scimitar was 2d8 + 8. So that's an average of 9. That's an average of 31. Yeah, so that's just a regular ass sword that's better than the artifact one. The Sword of Nanak does give 2 to defense and 2 to protection and 5 to willpower, making it decent, especially for the early game. Keep in mind, wearing any artifacts at all makes you hungrier faster. And the more artifacts you are wearing, the hungrier, faster you get. So we're going to keep that scale mail of order on for now and try to get our alignment fixed back to true neutral. Yeah, screw that skeleton. No big deal. Oh, I don't want to go up there just because I don't want to trigger any new traps. Alright, and that's it. And that's that for those 2 quests. Let's go ahead and just get out of here and think about what our next steps are going to be. If we go back to Dwarf Town, we can turn in the free Griff Bloodaxe's soul quest. He gives you a wand of fireballs for that and something else. He also opens up the portal like further down. You literally can't beat the game without completing that quest, actually. And I almost forgot to do it. So we need to do that, but while we're on the surface, we have a few other options. We can go get the Ring of the High Kings, which is probably a good idea. Now that we have the climbing set, we can go over here to the unexplored portions of the map climb some mountains, enter a dungeon, and go get the Ring of the High Kings, which we will also need to progress beyond the Eternal Guardian at some point. You just need some way of getting past the Eternal Guardian. At this point, we still don't have multiple sources of fire resistance, so we don't really have a good way through the Fire Temple, but we could handle the Water Temple, no problem. What we could do to kind of help things out for the Fire Temple is I'm just going to head over here anyway. And we'll find some things along the way. This right here, this long and nondescript tunnel, this is the Dark Forge. You can find some really good equipment in there, but it's guarded by some very powerful steel golems. That we could handle at this point. But the longer you wait before going in there, the better the stuff that's in there is. And we don't really need anything in there right now. There also is a room filled with a bunch of pools. So if it gets to the point where, we're in the mid-game with this character, we've gotten through the Water Temple, we've gotten through the Tower of Eternal Flames, and we still don't have teleport control, that's one way to try to get it. It's never ideal to go pool sipping to try and get teleport control, but sometimes that's what you have to do. But other than that, for right now, we don't have any distinct need for gear that we need to go into Darkforge. What you can also pick up over here, though, along the way to the Tomb of the High Kings, is this cave is also a guaranteed cave. This dark and sinister tunnel over here is a cave that's shrouded in perpetual darkness that you'll need to light up along the way, or maybe bring a torch, or an amulet of light, perhaps. It's filled to the gills with gremlins, and if you've ever seen that 80s movie, you know that if they get exposed to water, they multiply. It just so happens that there's a ton of water traps in this cave in the dark. They don't deal much damage, so it's really not an issue. Hidden in this cave is another artifact called the Phial of Caladriel. By no means is it required for beating the game, and an especially powerful spellcaster probably doesn't need it. I, on the other hand, really don't want to even try to beat the game without it. I definitely recommend beginners go after the Phial of Caladriel, because oh wow, we've got a chaotic altar. I'm gonna make note of that on the Ankh. You can make a note on anything by hitting shift and then the letter corresponding to the item in your inventory. Chaos altar, Phial 1 is what I'm going to write down. The reason I say I can't even imagine trying to beat the game without it is, oh god, the Phial of Caladriel is not only like an infinite source of light, which is, whatever, that doesn't really matter, but it also is something you can put, like, if you take your missile weapon off and take your rocks off, you can put anything in that slot. I can throw this black helmet at someone if I feel like. Right? The Phial of Caladriel, like, just to demonstrate. Nice. I moderately injured him with that black helmet. If you take your sling off or your bow off or whatever, and you put the Phial of Caladriel in your missile slot and you throw it at an enemy, they will be blinded for it's, I think, 2d2 turns. So minimum of 2 turns. It doesn't work on anything in the game. Some things can't be blinded. Oh god. They're going nuclear. And this is where you just kind of hold down a direction and you just go. As far as I know, the gremlins will never pick up the Phial of Caladriel. You just have to wade through them like this. I'm going to put myself on defensive just in case. I don't think I have anything to worry about with gremlins, but I also can't see. So I don't want to be caught off guard and get wrecked. So it's a humorous place. It can be tedious to get through, but the reward is honestly super duper good. It's an artifact, so it's reusable. You can throw it, you know. It's not reusable constantly. It has a recharge time. But it is reusable. And generally, you're only going to need one use per really strong enemy. Oh my god. I can't believe we haven't found it yet. Those fluff balls are also gremlins. Like if a fluff ball gets thrown into water. Oh, I forgot. Light kills the gremlins too. Nice. I forgot about that. Oh wow, it did pick it up. So I was wrong about that, but hey, at least you got to find out in real time on stream that I was incorrect. I'm all about that. Okay, we're getting hungry. Let's go coward and eat some lizards. And this is going to be kind of annoying. Alright, I want... Oh, did they pick up the climbing? Yeah, it looks like there was a set of climbing tools there that I wanted to pick up, but looks like that's not going to happen. Let's clear the path. Oh, it didn't kill it. I thought it instantly killed the gremlins, but I guess it just deals a little bit of damage. My god, I'm still a coward. Let's go to normal and just try to get out of here. Okay. I don't think... Okay, there we go. I don't think they'll pound the door down. So at least we now have access. I'm going to pick this up and just get rid of it. You hear a thudding sound. Maybe they are trying to break the door down. I would hope not. But we have access to a clear room with a chaotic altar, and why that's important is, yes, we have the scale mail of order. Yes, we have the scourge that we can use to self-flagellate and coax our alignment back to lawful. But in the later stages of the game, if we're using necromancy a lot more often than we are in the early stages of the game, it's nice to have an option that we can come here and we're not bound to the neutral alignment in case maybe we do want to go chaotic later in the game. Now right here, this is why you need climbing tools, because you wouldn't be able to get through here without them. But also, as long as you're level 15 or higher, you can enter the Ice Queen's Palace, a huge palace made from pure ice. The whole landscape changes dramatically in this area. Everything is covered with ice and snow, and the winds of a perpetual snowstorm are howling around you. It is freezing cold. There's a quest line through here that's very important. Part of my checklist is can I remove corruption? And or what is my corruption strategy? Obviously, a chaotic character is going to need a different strategy for removing corruption or just dealing with corruption in general than a lawful or neutral character. Most characters, even chaotic characters, are going to need some way to remove corruption at some point, or they're going to need to speedrun through the game so that they don't get so corrupted that you just lose. If you end up filling the corruption screen with corruptions, I think it takes 17, I want to say, you just lose. So if you get too corrupted, you lose. But also, like, a lot of the corruptions are not good for you, so having a bunch of corruptions can just kind of ruin your character anyway, even if they were on a good trajectory. The reason we're talking about corruption now is her line of quests is one of the only ways of getting potions of corruption removal. Another key item, I would say, in any run, especially any run for a beginner, not only because the potions of corruption removal can remove your own corruptions, but again, as a missile weapon, the same way the Phial of Caladriel can be used. If you throw a potion of corruption removal at an enemy that has corrupting attacks, it deals them damage, a decent amount, especially if it's blessed. It can deal quite a lot of damage. But it also removes permanently their ability to corrupt you. Many of the most powerful enemies in the game that are required bosses that you need to defeat to win the game hit you many times and have corrupting attacks. So, for example, there's a Greater Balor at the end of the game that he'll hit you about 4 times per turn, and he'll tear through your armor and break your armor, damage your armor in the process. And every single one of his attacks are corrupting. So he can chew through your ability to resist corruption and give you new corruptions at a very fast rate. It's much better to hit him with the potion and remove that, get that off the table entirely, than it is to try to cure the corruptions that he's going to be dealing you with melee damage. Up here, it just says Deepwater. This is a tiny stairway. This leads you to the Tomb of the High Kings. This is what we're after for right now, for this episode. We'll probably end this episode after we finish off the Tomb of the High Kings. Going in here gets us access to the Ring of the High Kings. Once we have gotten over the lake of red water filled with chaos piranhas. So I'm just gonna kind of breeze through here, unless I run into anything, dangerous or interesting that I should talk to you about. There's not much in here that this character needs to worry about, and even if you weren't inherently invisible, there's still nothing too crazy in here. You'll start to see skeleton warriors in here if you haven't seen them earlier in the game. You'll start to see skeleton warriors in here. You'll start to see steel zombies in here. Steel zombies also have armor punching attacks. They have a lot of PV. And just in general, they have a lot of PV and they do a lot of damage. They can be dangerous if you run into them unprepared. I've run into them in the in the Caverns of Chaos at like level 10. That's very rare, but it can happen. Oh God, that could have been a karmic lizard. Oh my God, I'm glad it wasn't a karmic lizard. Always be careful. I wasn't being very careful there. W move when you can rather than just moving rapidly with direction arrows, which I have a habit of doing. It's not a good idea. because you can run into karmic lizards or, you know, karmic anythings doing that, and it's not a good idea because then you get cursed or maybe even doomed completely by accident. You know, through a completely preventable mistake. It's an old forge. I'll go ahead and make a note of that as well. I will I will make that note on the file of Caladriel, maybe? Forge in Tomb of High Kings 1. We are a dwarf after all. We can make use of smithing. I wouldn't really consider that anything important to worry about until late game, but still useful information. You need a forge, you need a hammer, and you need an anvil to even use the smithing skill, which kind of blows. An anvil weighs 1,000 stones, so it's a pain in the ass to be hauling one around. And there's no guaranteed way to find one. I'm gonna eat this Hellhound corpse. I was hoping to get some kind of fire message out of it, but I didn't, so I don't know if we're resistant to fire or not. But just, again, always be thinking ahead. Always be thinking about what your next move is going to be and what moves you're going to need to take even eventually, you know, hours down the road. What am I going to need to do at some point to beat the game? And once you can start thinking about playing ADOM in that way, thinking about it in terms of this, not that this game is really hard. You know, fuck, I die all the time. Why am I dying all the time? If you can start to think about it more like, okay, that was a learning experience, I need to make sure that that doesn't happen next time. Once you start thinking about it that way, then you'll make headway. And once you can get past the learning experience deaths and start to think, okay, I've been to the Ice Queen's lair. Shit happened there that was bad. How do I make sure that doesn't happen next time? Oh, you know, I took care of the water temple, but I couldn't make it any further in the game because there's this Eternal Guardian. I can't get past him. What do I need to get past him? You need the Ring of the High Kings. You just, once you start the game knowing this is gonna suck, get those elemental gauntlets on. Alright, pretty good. It didn't even break any of my stuff. Excuse me. Once you can start to tackle this game in terms of, as soon as you start the game up, you know what you need. You know what you need to do is... Oh, man. A Displacer Beast is a nice source of teleport. We already have the teleport spell and the teleport wand. But that's a nice source of potion of invisibility, lol. Of teleportation if you're not a caster. But anyway, once you start... Get out of here, Chaos Rat! Once you start playing this game and starting the game off by saying, okay, I'm gonna go do this as soon as you start the game. I'm gonna go do this. After that, I'm gonna go do this. In order to do this other thing that I want to go do, I need to go do this first, or I need to find some way of obtaining X item. That is a Shadow Lord. Gotta be careful in these big rooms, especially, but also in this dungeon, especially. You're gonna start to run into some dangerous things in these wide open rooms. I'm gonna stop fighting everything I run into right now, because I'm starting to run into some scary stuff. I'm gonna take full advantage of my innate invisibility. And I am just going to get out of here and find those downstairs. Alright. But really, I don't know what electrum bracers are. Really, that's the key. Is know what moves you're going to make. Know what moves you have to make at some point. And know what you're going to need at what, various stages of the game in order to make those moves. Sometimes it's not a move that you need to make. Sometimes it's just something that you want to get. There's plenty of optional content in this game, but every run's a little bit different. And so every character needs and or wants something a little bit different so that they're better prepared for the next stages of the game. Oh, I thought the Chaos Servant disarmed me, and I was gonna say I've never seen that happen. Alright, that music means there's an altar in here. We have a neutral altar. That's cool, but I'm never gonna come down here just to use an altar. So I'm not going to make a note of that. I've got a neutral altar in Dwarftown. There's no reason to worry about a neutral altar all the way down in the Tomb of the High Kings level 4. It's just not... It's not important. So let's go coward mode again. Starting to get swarmed. Starting to run into some interesting enemies that I don't want to deal with. Let's concentrate on finding the downstairs. Oh, that's a mimic. Let's stay coward and burning hands that away. This is a strong mimic. This is a very strong mimic. Enemies can be stronger than you think they would be. Enemies can have their own level. And even if it's an enemy that you encountered, same enemy type. And even though there are upgraded versions of that enemy type, for example, like an orc, a dark orc is always going to be stronger than a regular orc. But I could run into a regular orc down here that's way stronger than an orc that maybe I would encounter at, say, dungeon level 4 in the Caverns of Chaos. Ooh, these guys drop a corpse that grants straight up acid immunity. I'm going to try to get that, even though it's a little bit dangerous. I'm going to magic missile it. It's got a lot of health. Ooh, okay, that's fine. Alright, it didn't drop the corpse. That's unfortunate. That would have been great. It's a 100% chance, though. If it drops the corpse and you eat it, you gain acid immunity, which is really, really nice. There's our stairs. Thank goodness. Down here, this could be a greater doppelganger, and it is. I'm going to magic missile it, and magic missile bounces. It is probably going to bounce back and hit me. Yeah. But that's okay. I just don't want to deal with this guy in melee. He will confuse you. Oh, shit. Alright, there's a corner over there that it bounced onto. Magic missile again. He is a tough son of a bitch, isn't he? Where did he run off to? There he is. I'm gonna get hit again. And that's kind of the trouble with Magic Missile, is it goes really far. So not only is there a really high chance of it bouncing back and hitting you almost no matter where you are, if you accidentally cast it up or down, for example, in a corridor, it will bounce back and forth several times and deal you a ton of damage, and you don't get a chance to respond to that. So it can kill you real fast. Ooh, we don't have cold resistance. Oh, we do have the gauntlets, yeah. Definitely put the elemental gauntlets on. Down here, an ice vortex is going to explode, and without resistance, it could deal you over 100 damage easily. That is the danger about this area. At level 16, if I weren't a necromancer, for example, and I didn't have, burning hands as key, and I didn't have lightning ball and other just really powerful spells, if I didn't have that stuff, I might not want to go down here, because the monsters, the deeper you go, get very, very strong. And even if you think you can handle the Skeleton Lord, who, now that I'm thinking about it, could be a huge problem. We don't have any defense versus confusion. And he confuses. But yeah, he's an issue by himself because he confuses. He has pretty solid melee. Come on, give me some distance, please. Alright, he's just gonna explode on me, and that's whatever. Okay, good. With the elemental gauntlets, that's very little damage. I'm curious what these electrum bracers are. Defense. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna be upset about +2 defense. Is this another greater doppelganger? It's not. Okay, I'm still gonna give him some distance here. I don't really feel like being confused, and I know, like, see, look at that. That giant rat took a bunch of hits. And it's just because we're down in this cave in particular. The danger level of this cave is quite high. And the higher the danger level of the environment, the stronger the monsters are going to be within. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, that's fine. Alright, the 6th level, though, is the tomb. This is where the Skeleton Lord is going to be and all of his skeleton babies. And the Red Lake of get completely fucked. So I'll show you that. And if you hover over it, it'll tell you. Deep water filled with tiny but cruel looking red fish. So you should know, don't go in there. That should be a big red flag, right? But we need to get down lower than 2,000 stones so we can walk on ice. Also, the Skeleton King, who is in the middle of this lake, will confuse us. So if we are walking on a bridge of ice and he confuses you and we move off of it, we are instantly dead. That's over 300 damage. There's nothing we can do about it. We're going to die immediately. So we are kind of in a pickle at this juncture. We don't want to walk on this lake. We want to try to bring the skeleton daddy to us. I'm going to leave you with that thought for just a moment. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. So this is part and parcel to the ADOM experience. This is my lesson about having a plan, having questions, knowing what questions to ask, and knowing the answers before you run into the situation. Right now, we have not triggered the Skeleton King. Right now, the Skeleton King is my answer to the question, can I get past the Eternal Guardian? No, I need the Ring of the High Kings. I can only get that from the Skeleton King. But what I forgot to ask myself is, do I have confusion resistance? Which is also not of paramount importance, but without confusion resistance, you run into many powerful enemies that can confuse you and that can be problematic. But no other situation is as dramatically problematic as this one, whereas if you get confused, you will instantly die. And the answer to that question is, I do not have any resistance to confusion. My only resistance to confusion right now is my willpower. So we are going to put on the Sword of Nonak, but that's not going to do a ton of good. Having 21 willpower as your only defense against confusion is not going to cut it. We would still, if we're walking on one bridge of ice, we would still get completely destroyed almost immediately by the Skeleton King's confusion. So having a plan and executing it. What's my plan here? My plan is to get the Skeleton King's attention and hopefully not have to set foot anywhere near getting into the lake. Before I can execute that plan, though, I want to come back here and drop a ton of stuff on the stairs. He does summon skeleton warriors, but they're not going to come all the way back here, and nothing else is going to spawn back here. So nothing I drop here is in any danger of being destroyed or being picked up by another enemy. So we're good there. He also does some cold attacks, I think. So I will put the elemental gauntlets on. Those are going to do us no good. I will put the Ankh on just for extra luck. Let's drop that stone spear. Let's drop that flail. Pickaxe and battle axe for sure. Let's drop the spear and the dagger. Let's go ahead and drop the scimitar, honestly. We're not going to use it against the Skeleton King. I'm not going to use these arrows against the Skeleton King. Let's go ahead and drop all of these. I don't want the fluff ball at all. Kind of tempted to eat it. I don't think you can. But drop these rings. Drop these potions. I'll read that Spellbook of Magic map. That's actually a really handy spell that we don't have. I'll go ahead and drop all of my herbs and stuff. Well, I'll eat a couple more lizards before I drop them, but all of my foodstuffs. We're going to drop all this. We're just trying to drop weight. We're trying to get below. I'll keep dispense weeds so I can put them on my use toolbar. Go ahead and drop all the gold. Alright. Let's get our dispense weeds on. Whoops. Let's get our elemental gauntlets on. And what else did I say I was going to do? Right, read the magic map and eat some lizards. So I'm gonna eat... Nope. Hold on. I'm gonna eat a few of these. Drop the rest of them. Let's go ahead and read the magic map spellbook. Ooh, we're gonna get corrupted doing that. On second thought, I'm just gonna drop it. We should easily be under 2,000 now, and we are. So let's go see what we can do, huh? Put the Ankh on for sure. Makes you extra lucky, gives you a bit more defense. Okay. What I could do is I could cover every square of the lake with frost, and then that's honestly not a bad idea. What I'm going to do to start, however, is I'm going to go up here. Skeleton King is right here. I'm going to make a direct route to the Skeleton King. Normally the Skeleton King does not come out of here until you open the door. Hopefully that's the case, otherwise my plan might backfire and I might instantly die. So actually, to increase my safety, I'm going to go ahead and do this, and this, and this. And now you need to walk on each square. Keep doing it. We're casting a lot of ice this way. It's using a ton of my power points. But it's going to be worth it in the end. That ought to do it. I'm going to walk over here. I'm going to cast a couple more just in case. Alright, we're in coward mode. We're above the door. The door is locked. I believe it's also trapped. We're going to knock on that door. We're out of power points, which blows because I don't have a scroll of power now. Alright, hold on. Let's get some power points back. We're going to get corrupted a little bit, but I'm going to wait to get some power points back. Alright. This is my plan. It's not necessarily a good plan. But at least I have a plan, and that's the lesson here. Have a plan, stick to it, and execute it. And know what you're going to do, know what you want to do, know what you're going to get out of it. We're going to go down here. We're going to knock on that door. Here comes the Skeleton King. He's angry and somehow already damaged. If he confuses me, I'll wander about a little bit. Hopefully he doesn't, and we can just get out of here, right? You can't, keep in mind, you cannot teleport in this room, and there are rooms in the game where you can't teleport. So you might think this is a really good opportunity to teleport, right? And it would be great. Just teleport out of there, and he'll, you know, hopefully he runs out. But I can't. So alright. Now, what he often does here is runs away. And he can run back in here into the safety of his little box, and while I deal with his minions. We don't want that, but I also don't want him to confuse me and get me wandering around toward the lake. So I'm going to move up one more time. Alright, now I'm still in coward. I'm going to start lightning bolting. This is going to cost a lot of power points, but he can't avoid it, and it's going to deal damage in an area around me. It might be better to use Burning Hands at this point because we want to kill him and get him dealt with. That doesn't deal very much damage, though. I'm going to get back to Lightning Ball. Lightning Ball definitely deals better damage. It just costs way more. There goes his 2 buddies. Burning Hands cost me 7. Oh, that's not good. Don't run away. Do I have any sling bullets or anything? No. What do I have to zap? I have wands. Oh, I should have been using my wand of fireballs. That was a bad move. I don't have any ray spells unless this is a ray, but I don't think it is. And that's not cool. Magic Missile also costs 7. That is kind of a bummer. I have to chase him now. And that's not good. Yeah, because see, he does that. I'm going to hit him with Magic Missile. And keep in mind, you don't have to kill him. Alright, if I could just hit him. I'm going to go Berserk. If I could just deal some more damage. I'm going to try to kill him with rocks. And that might be a really awful idea. Ooh, okay. That's probably fine. I'm going to melee him. Come on. Oh, God. I still didn't even hit him. I just need just like 2 more power points, please. Come on. Okay, alright. I don't have any more rocks. That's an issue. And see, I dropped all my arrows. Like a big dummy. The good news is, even if he continues to run away like this, and it looks like he's going to, he's running this way, you don't have to kill him. The only thing you really need here is... And this is pretty scary. If he confuses me right here. Alright. The only thing you really need here is the ring. I'm safe in here. I'm going to handle his minions. Let's try to get out of here. Alright, I'm going to handle his minions and go find him. Hopefully I can find him. Hopefully he just like ran over here. I don't know. I don't know where he went. I don't care where he went. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but we got what we came for. Ah, here he is. Okay, I can take care of him now. He's screwed. I've got burning hands. He lived. See, that's why I like to kill him, because he gives you a lot of experience. Alright, wow. I've never seen him run all the way back there, but there you go. So this is where we're going to leave this episode. We have the Ring of the High Kings now. So even if we have trouble dealing with the Tower of Eternal Flames, we can take care of the Water Temple, and we can go deeper and take care of the Air Temple. If we have to. I'm going to get healing to 60. And... maybe at this point we work on either alchemy or herbalism. Or even stealth would be good. I'm gonna try to get alchemy to 60. Oh well. That's gonna be it for this episode. Let me pick this stuff all back up. The Ring of the High Kings is also an artifact. It also is just pretty good. It offers some resistances. It offers... I want to say it's 4 defense and 2 protection value. But like the Ankh, I can't remember, but like the Ankh, it does offer some defense bonuses. so it's worth putting on in a pinch. I don't know. I don't want to wield the ring mail. I want... whoops. I want to wield my scimitar. I'm just removing artifacts at this point. Okay. So that was this episode. We took care of the pyramid. We took care of the Dwarven Graveyard. So we gained some experience. We established our safe haven in Dwarf Town. And we planned ahead for how do we get past the Water Temple? How do we get further into the Caverns of Chaos, right? So that's what it's all about. What do I have to do next? Am I prepared for what I'm going to do next? Do I have this? Do I have that? That's where I'm going to leave you with this episode. And next episode, we will be starting to prepare for collecting those elemental orbs. And that's really, in a nutshell, that's what this guide is all about. Getting you prepared for that mid-game. In earlier guides, I stopped there, but with this one, I'm going to go further. Where I'm going to try to beat the game with this character, and I want to bring everyone along with me. So we're going to get that water orb, and I'm not prepared for the Tower of Eternal Flames. I don't have teleport control yet, so we're going to go do Ice Queen quests. We're going to go do the Air Temple, and I'm going to bring you all along for the ride. So I hope you enjoyed. My voice is starting to get wrecked, and I also need to go talk to my fiance. She is at sea. We're getting married next month, and she's had a really long day. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you had a good time. If you did, I definitely do appreciate a follow and a subscribe, both here and on YouTube, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.